just adds that extra element to your preparation.
What's he got here, BR?
Just 86 yards, but the hard part is trying to be able to carry it on that upper level and keep it up there. Out of bounds just on the back side of the green here. Beautiful backdrop here at the par 4 fifth.
Yeah, got it all the way to the back edge. Looks like.
So to me, like Tiger's trying to throw that one way up in the air. See where his handle stops right there, and stuck that in the ground just a little bit, which can happen when you're trying to throw that ball up in the air, but good balance. One of the best iron players in the history of the game, in my opinion.
BR, who do we have next?
You know, I think it's going to be Patrick Reed. He had his tee shot, just caught the front of the green, rolled off down in that collection area on the left-hand side.
Tournament information.
Yep, 14 different courses have hosted. You know number 2?
I don't.
Prestwick.
Of course. First one was ever played.
First 12, yeah.
Prestwick. I think they played a 12-hole course, and they played it 3 times in one day.
All right, here's Woods for birdie.
You know, tough putt to read here in reference to the speed. You would think it'd be downhill, but very, very slow. Big hit there from Tiger Woods.
Not big enough.
It's amazing. It's saw it earlier this morning when I was out earlier. A couple players from that point of the green. I thought it would be much faster, but not the case.
Got a wind meter here, Billy Ray. It says it's a steady 18 miles an hour, and it's gusting to about 26. So you're out in the elements. We're here at a booth, so we don't feel the wind or the rain.
Well, you know what? Left and firm for Woods.
Well, it looked like it bobbled a little bit right off the blade, Billy Ray.
It did. He pushed that putt from the get-go.
It's a tough pill to swallow right there.
And that tee shot you were referencing, that from the group behind, that was the tee shot of controlling the flight. And when you control the flight, you can control the distance. The shot that Wallace played was through the air, and with the breeze, cut right through the wind, unable to control his distance. Now Tiger. He's going over to the left-hand side of the teeing ground. A little better angle he's trying to create.
Not quite as deep. Looked to me like he was trying to do the same thing as Reed. Just take a little bit off of this. It sounded like a pretty solid strike. Let's take a look. Yeah, it was. He carried it hole high. It just left of the green. So now we get to see these.
By the way, McIlroy 79 today. If you weren't watching earlier, just a miserable day out here. All right, Tiger wide open.
Wide open. All of his weight's on his left side. This is going to be a big swing here. Oh, he's caught right into the belly of the ball. Could get a break here. Nope. Surprising there, Peter. I mean, wasn't even close to making contact correctly there.
It looked to me like he just kept the handle going forward too much and just kind of bladed it, hit it right in the middle of the golf ball.
There, not much you could do with that.
And what can Woods do with this?
Yeah, he's going to have to flight this ball down. He's going to have to chase it up the slope here, and once it gets up the slope,
hit it right into the slope. Popped it up.
Oh, the other thing I've learned in my experience at the Open is bogeys aren't really that bad.
No.
Especially when the weather starts turning against you. You want to avoid the doubles, the triples, and the others.
You know, speaking of weather, it's now the sun goes away, clouds coming back in, and light rain begins to fall.
You were so happy to be out there a few minutes ago.
Happy. Standing back on the 6th tee, looking at the ocean back there, the sunshine, it all looked great. Maybe you want to go to the beach down there.
Did you remember your rain pants today?
I did remember my rain pants today.
Good.
Yeah, Patrick
it
Reed.
was.
Ouch. Wow. Same result for Woods here at 6. 185-yard hole and 2 double bogeys in that group.
Elements. That is the tough part right now. Tiger going with driver. This one up the left-hand side.
Yep, okay. Tiger.
Visually, he really can't see much of the green complex whatsoever from this position. You have to be careful here to get it up and over that mounding here.
One more group? One more big group.
This position here is right at 170 yards at the front of the green. Catches the top of that ridge and just only advances some 10 yards down the slope, still in the long grass, Peter.
Wow.
Billy looked like his right foot slipped. He couldn't really get onto the ball. It just came out as a low bullet. Ooh. It is frustrating. This is the essence of an Open Championship. The challenge of the weather, the conditions, more so than the golf.
That would be the case. Actually, the sun is out right now, but still raining. Now Wallace.
Well, we had a rainbow earlier today. Should have another one soon.
Now that one came out much better for Wallace.
Where'd it go, B.R.? We didn't see it.
Not sure where that ball came to rest. The rain starts to fall down once again and obstructed any view of the front part of the green that we can see here.
All right, so it's in the fairway. We get a look at it now. It's taken a few shots and some time to get up to that green, isn't it? So this will be his 4th.
And not a very good lie once again for Tiger.
Yeah, we just got to look at it, BR. You're right.
It is nasty. It's also above his feet. Now you really have to guard against that heel of the club catching and that toe of the club coming over.
Yeah, that's all he could do with it.
And that was a pretty big swing. Advanced that ball only some maybe 35 yards up the fairway.
He's going to be playing his 5th when he gets there.
Yeah, it's. He looks frustrated. He looks extremely frustrated.
So his 5th coming up.
You know, the rain stops here now and the sun is out shining. Just a short little pitch back up the hill, just under 100 yards.
Back to work. That's my real job. This is just casual way.
All right. Oh, what a shot. What a save that's going to be.
That was delayed action, wasn't it?
Again, it's going to be a bogey, but that's okay. Another good 6.
A couple of 6s and a 5 in that group. Matt Wallace, the only par. So Woods and Wallace.
Now Tiger, less than driver also. It's a bullet up the left-hand side, kind of leaking out to the right. All right, should be okay. Should turn just a little bit left there. And sneak.
There you go. And when you get those front pins, especially downwind, you've got to really start to put some height on your wedge shots.
One thing here, the 8th, you cannot miss left. It's just a no-no.
A 10 or 12 footer that's important, you tend to leave it short because you got to fall back to what you're used to, which in the States is more in the 12 to 12 and a half stimp.
Yep. What about Tiger now?
Yeah, very slow coming back up this slope, but definitely going to move from right to left. Oh.
As described.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play as long as Tiger has in the States. That's his predominant tour, the PGA Tour. We see mostly 12, 11 and a half, 12, 12 and a half stimp. And over here, we can see anywhere from 9 to 10. So when you fall back to what you're familiar with, you tend.
And Tiger cheers, trying to spur him on to get some momentum here. Also less than driver for Tiger Woods. Just watch here, make sure the transition from top of the swing to the downswing doesn't get hurried when he stays in rhythm. It's beautiful shots. Low bullet there. It's up the left-hand side, needs to carry a little bit. There's a huge mound of grass behind the ball well above his feet. This could go anywhere here. And advances that ball maybe 15 yards, and it gets out of the heavy primary cut of rough into the second cut.
Jake, how much toll can that take on you physically, too, having to play shot after shot like that?
That's too much toll. I can see that right now. I've had back surgery. I haven't had a fusion, but I do know that when you're slugging. Interesting, you showed the graphic before, Terry, about players winning a major and then struggling. There's so much to deal with. Look at the lie. Look at the left foot way above the right foot. You see how the club sticks into the ground on that uphill lie. That is the toll that you talked about, that it takes on your arms, your legs, your back. But you can just rent it for a while.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times a guy like this right there, Tiger Woods, he rented the game for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
as close to ownership as
he is
yeah.
anybody. This would be a heck of a par.
But you talked about it, Terry, about how he's handled everything so beautifully. Imagine going out to a movie or going to have dinner and you're Tiger Woods and people are all over you. They want to talk to you. They want your autograph. It's a lonely existence. It can be difficult.
Well, I can tell you it is, Peter. Dealt with it for a long time. It's tough. 5:47 local time. They started at 3:10 this afternoon, just having made the turn.
Tiger now desperately needs to find a fairway. Majority of misses today have been to the left.
We're going to count that one. Not technically a fairway hit, but same type grass, just a little longer. Those at the top, 4 under. You've got Lowry.
I think that's huge when you have a blind shot. You get your number and you have to trust that number. I think it gives you one. Now you have to deal with the conditions, which you're not having to deal with much here. But a lot of times, especially in links golf, you use that number just as a reference point to give you some type of game plan to hit the shot.
And there's no trees to aim at, and the clouds are moving too quickly. So you pick somebody in the gallery. You pick a spectator who's got a bright red jacket or an orange jacket or something, and aim at him.
And hope he doesn't walk away to get a beer.
Well, that's a good point.
Well, that spectator there might have been the aim point.
Well, that is going to be a difficult pitch. You see how narrow this green is. There's just There's nowhere to miss it. Everything rolls right back to the middle of the green. Let's see if this thing turned over quickly or not. Boy, it sure did. Did you see that? It looked like it made contact with the ground and immediately closed.
Yes, Tiger Woods, as the rain gets a little heavier here, just played his third up to the green. You mentioned it. This is one of those, I mean, they're all important, but yeah, you do not want to go 6 over here through 10.
No, this is one, there's a slope just to his left that will influence the putt. Hit it exactly where he was looking to. That ball did not move.
Man, oh man. So Tiger with 4 bogeys on the card and a double bogey now. And has not been sharp. And I mean, he came in, he was honest. He said,
Peter, I've been trying to watch Tiger, his approach, to see if there's anything might be physically impinging his movement with his back, but I don't see anything up at this point right now.
yeah, we're not going to speculate on whether it is bothering him or not. It's just been a struggle out there.
Aggressive line here, taking on that right-hand side.
Oh, he did it. I will say this, Tiger's swinging beautifully. He's been swinging that way for just almost a year now. It's very impressive. Look at that. Club right on plane. And it all is at the release point right there. You see the full release of the golf club.
And there's the faults from here. You at least got to carry it on 6 paces here where it comes back down the slope. This approach shot plays slightly back down the hill, but it's into the wind, so that negates the downhill. 191.
Yeah, very little is actually in sync. You can tell how disgusted he was with where that ended up, or the swing, I should say. Where it ended up was okay.
It's not bad, but you can just tell by his facial expression.
And Tiger to avoid another one.
Yeah, not much in this putt here inside the hole.
Okay.
Whether it's a shooter in basketball or a golfer on the tee, you can see it in their eyes.
Yeah. You get in that zone. Hard to make yourself get there, though.
Easier said than done.
Right?
We all try to fool ourselves many a times to find rhythm. Think it's easy? It's not.
I never saw it, Jimmy. On the right corner.
He's going to like it when he does see it.
Trying to hit a cut in there. This up the left-hand side and not coming back at all.
Look out.
Well, it'll depend on how that ball is sitting. Hard to see it from that camera angle. The fringe just landed somewhere a couple of steps on the green.
In your preparation last couple of days, if you're planning that, would you throw balls into that stuff and really try to figure it out?
Absolutely. You can get a feel for that in 10 or 12 shots, just like that right there.
Right distance.
Yeah, when you play a practice round,
Oh, thank you very much.
you don't want to waste your time. What you do is you play to the green, and then you take 3 or 4 extra balls, and when you get to the green, you throw them either in a bunker, short of the green.
Don't see a lot in this putt right here.
Be a big shot in the arm for him to make this, Billy Ray.
You will hear it great crowds here around 12,
Has
13.
not had a birdie all day. Still.
Golf's a funny game, Terry. We're always chasing it. Tiger said he really liked where his short game was coming in, but it just, his putts are sliding by. I think he's hitting good putts, but he's just a little bit off here and there, and it's almost like back to the drawing board every time you play.
And he talked about the fact that the swing wasn't quite there.
Into the bottom of that second bunker that guards the right-hand side of the green.
Tiger needs to get a couple.
You stand on the tee here, you think you got a little help, but guarded by the grandstands, and wind is from the left. It will push it in that direction.
There we go.
Got that kick he was looking for.
One, it gives you confidence, but also so many times we've seen players being able to hit fantastic recovery shots, keeps the momentum of a round going or changes the round and spurs a player on.
Good point. Good point. I agree with you. I like recovery.
So, are we going to see one here?
Okay, I wasn't going to say it, but they want to put the announcer's curse on Tiger, but it doesn't get much easier than this.
Man. Just can't buy one.
Well, I think to continue the conversation, recovery, not only in the sense of golf shots, but recovery from what Matt Wallace has done. 2 double bogeys early. This is an opportunity for Tiger to recover from this horrendous day he's had so far, and he just can't take advantage of it.
It's a par that's kind of demoralizing.
Yeah, yeah.
Now Tiger next to play. With this hole gently turning from right to left, I still think he should go to his go-to shot. He's been finding the fairway with that gentle fade. Has missed today, though, has been left.
Well, you'll be finished before me.
Aye, I won't really.
I'll meet
you at the 16th.
Aye.
Either at Calamity or down into the dip.
At the car park.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods, his third from the bunker.
16th. Either at Calamity or down into the dip.
At the car park.
Yeah.
Par. To answer your question, Terry, about Wallace, coming down the slope, doesn't have a lot of break. It's very makeable.
Yeah, kind of seemed that way. Woods first.
Still grinding away is Tiger.
Well, there's certainly frustration, but there's no give up in this guy.
Obviously, still searching for something in his swing. After a long day like this, I don't know what time they'll end, 8 o'clock, 8 something.
Get some rest.
Easy.
Yep. And good.
Just avoided that bunker on the right-hand side, 145 yards. That position of the flag today, just 2 paces over ridge that bisects this screen, trying to bring this in from the left. You don't want to miss right. And by his standards, pretty ordinary. When I'm playing so well, I like to go late early because I can get out of town earlier. Make it home on Fridays.
There we go.
The breakthrough.
Nothing but net.
Yeah, sarcastic.
It's been a long 15 holes for Tiger.
Had some chances, especially on the second. I really didn't have many chances at all in that opening nine. He was scrambling just to keep it somehow together, and a couple here in this stretch. But that was beauty. One, he aimed there every day, hit it there every day, made 3 pars and a bogey, and most would be pleased with that.
And that hill on the left, that's Billy Ray's sand dune?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, just a little bit left of that, I would think.
Keep going left.
All right, Tiger set to go here, guys. And not often you see Tiger showing that much emotion on the last hole for making a birdie now. Going with an iron here. Oh, he flights it down here. Solid contact.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah,
it's not.
Looks like it's down in that deep collection area, but it...
Players that are not confident around the greens just play the percentages, and I'm sure a lot of players in this field would putt it from that section of the greens we saw these 3 players pitch from. All right.
Scoring average here at 16 is about a quarter.
With a shot going right, 4, and everybody just hits the deck on the 18th tee.
And we saw that firsthand, that's for sure. And now the wind starts to pick up, back into the player's face. Tee shot plays downhill here at the 17th, and one of those holes here that I think is very gettable. You find the fairway here.
Terry, you mentioned earlier about sometimes you really can't see the fairway, and this is another example when you stand.
All right, Tiger Woods set to go here. At the top of the hill, looking straight down at this approach shot coming down the hill, 152 yards.
The clear? Yeah, those are all.
Tiger wasn't sure if the green was clear, but
Okay, cool.
Some courses, Billy Ray, I've played where they have a big bell at the bottom. Whenever they walk off, they bang, bang.
I have not seen them use that during the Open.
No, I haven't either. Probably won't do it here ever.
yeah, it's pretty safe to say that's not going to happen.
Decent. It's on the green. Take a look here. I love the balance in his feet. Right foot rolls inward to the instep. The right foot, the heel is still on the ground. That is excellent balance right there. You've got to obviously have your assistant captains make your pairings, but you've got to make the arrangements for the hotel and the dinners, and it's a lot of work.
I'd almost find it impossible if you're going to do your best job. Okay, Tiger down the hill. Turning just a bit back to the left.
And then to the right at the end.
Silly Ray Brown. First step, quick step. It's in.
I think Kevin Na has got that down.
Right. He's got that patented.
Par for Woods at 17, so they walk back up the hill.
It's hard to combine them both, but Matt Wallace, other than 3 double bogeys, which we could argue whether they were the crazy things happening on Royal Portrush or not, but he sure has played well.
He really has.
Well, trying to hang.
There's that out of bounds just to the right there.
Where he's aiming.
Big cut.
He hits his cut well down the left-hand side. Oh, just carries. I'm shocked at that shot right there. What he had to do, though, he was trying to slice across it to take away some of the density of that grass, but he got an incredible break just to avoid all that heavy ferns down the left-hand side.
Well, Tiger looks like he's walking with a little bit more pep here coming up 18.
Well, he finally made the birdie at 15.
That'll raise your spirits.
Trying to come in there with the spinner. A little surprised that ball did not check. So is Tiger Woods. Dealing with the conditions throughout the day, you got to be very happy with even par. Now Tiger Woods.
Well, what's got to be frustrating for Tiger, talking about the layoff, is that it was out of necessity to rest his body, rest his back. It wasn't by choice. It wasn't because he wanted to get home and practice. He just needed that time off. And that's got to be frustrating to a great athlete like Tiger.
And yet, even though he talked about not being sharp a couple of days ago, at this level, a guy like him comes in here and has expectations because he's done it so many times. And really disappointing to have around.